That was the number 4 Skull Crusher of the week, Alice in Chains, Man in the Box. I'm not going to keep on saying one of my favorite bands, but they are one of my favorite bands. And if you go to the Clash of the Titans tour, which I just recently saw the show in Arizona, it's a killer show. Make sure you get there early so you can see Alice in Chains because they're a great band. And speaking of great bands, let's get back to the Junkyard party, which is now in progress. And once again, we weren't invited to it. Well, the cameras were, but I wasn't. Don't know why. Sound and style of the band draws from many types of influences. Chris and Brian used to be in some punk bands. Then there's a little bit of country influence from growing up in Texas. And like a lot of rock and roll bands, Junkyard draws from the blues, but these guys really have a little bit of the real blues in them. And we wanted to ask the guys, how do the blues fit into the 6's, 7's, and 9's record?
Well, the blues fit into this album because the last album had a song called Blues.
Which makes perfect sense.
Basically, we're free to steal from all the people that the great people stole from and make our own translation. So, for instance, there's a song on the record called Give the Devil His Due, and as soon as the devil hears what we did with it, I think we are going to have to pay some dues to a lot of real good people. Right, Pat?
Right on, Brian.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, I'm positive about that.
We're sure. We're in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble.
Also, if Junkyard ever comes to your town and you got the opportunity to see them live, they're definitely one of those bands that you want to see live. They're exactly the way they are, kind of off stage as they are on stage, except they probably don't have instruments. So we have no idea what's going to happen next week. Tune in. It'll be wild. But right now, let's get back to another party, the one regarding the band Junkyard. Now, Pat, I heard recently you got married.
Okay, well, Rikki, what happened was we did this thing in Vegas where we got married, and, well, I got married.
Dumb.
But a very bad decision on my part, but the next day I woke up after a bad hangover, and I pretty much cleared it up between me and my lawyer. Everything's straight right now, so there's nothing to worry about. Girls out there, don't worry, I'm divorced.
Are there going to be any little musingos running around?
No, there's going to be no little musingos running around. Everything is taken care of, so don't worry about it, okay?
Thank God.
You're telling me.
See, I think what he didn't say is when he woke up he was married to his lawyer, and that was where the whole problem, was involved. Right now it's time for a debut from Armored Saint. Now,